And 7 people are out of their home tonight after an abandoned home next to them caught fire and spread over. This was a scene along D'Antonek Street around 5:30 this evening. No one was hurt, but the abandoned building was completely gutted by that fire. To our south, more troops also stream that on our website, wrdw.com. And can you spell winner? An Aiken County student is headed to the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Bird Elementary student Caitlin Toole won the South Carolina Scripps Regional Spelling Bee today in Charlotte. The National Spelling Bee is in June, and that's going to be held in Washington, D.C. And coming up, a family was away on vacation when their home catched fire with their dog inside. They have a firefighter to thank for saving man's best friend. That's coming up next when they say those thank yous in person.
We are tracking the potential for a hard freeze tonight. A freeze warning in effect until 11 a.m. tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, but a chilly Sunday and rain chances next week. We'll talk about that in your full forecast coming up next. All right, does continue.
All right, getting those chills as I sit here right now, Mikkel. A birthday party for a Washington, D.C. dog this week. Also a reunion. Mark Seagraves takes us there.
It was a reunion 5 months in the making.
Hey, remember me?
Today is Miss Charlie's 3rd birthday, but if it hadn't been for the efforts of D.C. firefighters, Miss Charlie wouldn't be here for the celebration. Last October, while Ann and Lauren Sanders were out of the country, there was a kitchen fire in their home. Miss Charlie was in the house alone.
We're celebrating Charlie's 3rd birthday today, which we wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't for these wonderful, brave men and women. Forgive me for my tears.
Miss Charlie had been overcome by the thick black smoke. Firefighters found her and brought her out to paramedic Marcella Salamoa, a 24-year veteran of the D.C. Fire Department.
The dog was laying there lifeless. I cleared the airway out. I took all the soot out of her nose, and I continued to give her oxygenation. Throughout the call, I was caressing her, making her familiar with me to let her know she's in a safe place and she was getting the best care ever.
Unknown to many, including the Sanders, D.C. firefighters are trained and equipped with oxygen masks for animals.
I was like, oh my gosh, that is the most amazing thing ever. And frankly, I don't even think I cared about our house. I only cared about if she was okay.
At the fire, paramedic Samoa was determined to save Miss Charlie's life.
When he was laying lifeless, I wanted to make sure that I leave this scene and this dog is walking again. I put some water in my hand, I gave her some water, and then she got up and she started walking.
Miss Charlie was transported to Friendship Animal Hospital by the Humane Rescue Alliance, where she was treated for 4 days.
So we just want to say thank you to everybody for everything.
Oh, great reunion there, and of course, great thank yous. Marcella says whether her patient has 2 legs or 4 legs, saving a life is always a good feeling. All right, and coming up, gas prices breaking records. We're all looking for ways to save, right? Well, we're on your side with what you can do to get the most for your miles. That's coming up next. There are some ways to get the...
Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent.
There are some ways to get the most miles per gallon out of your car right now. We spoke with CNC Automotive, who says to make sure your tire pressure is all good. Don't get below 1/4 of a tank. If you get lower, debris could get in your tank and hurt your mileage. Maintenance-wise, change the oil on a regular basis. And you can also take advantage of some features your car may already have, like the stop-start technology in newer cars. If you've got that feature turned off, heads up, turning it on could save you 5% in fuel usage. And cruise control is also a big saver. You can save 7 to 14% on gas using that. And new tonight, a man has been sentenced for killing 3 people, including a former Aiken County student. Shay Dinkins was 11 years old when Jeffrey Powell shot and killed her, her mother, and another man in Greenwood, South Carolina in August. At one time, she went to Belvedere Elementary. Her 8-year-old brother was also shot, but he was able to make it out of the home and call 911. Powell was sentenced to 3 life sentences. And the Columbia County Sheriff's Office still needs your help finding this man. James Smith was last seen Wednesday leaving his daughter's house in Evans. There's a number that we're going to have up on your screen to call if you see him. We'll also have this on our website. It's the Richmond County Sheriff's Office number. There was a transaction on his account at a gas station in Sardis. This is the type of car he has. It's a 2020 silver Lincoln Corsair with North Carolina tags. If you have any information, call the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. And I apologize, that number would be the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, not Richmond County. Today marks 110 years since the founding of the Girl Scouts. You probably know them for their cookies, but the Girl Scouts get badges like these for everything from character traits to camping. We spoke with one Augusta woman who's been involved with the Girl Scouts for 65 years about why this group is so important.
They can strive for something bigger and better. They can not be timid and afraid to try something new, and then they have a supportive circle and network for that. And those are you make friends that last your entire life.
All around Georgia and South Carolina, girls took time to honor what the Girl Scouts stand for. Some of them volunteered and others made cards. And coming up, playing games for a cause, how dozens of people spent the afternoon having fun and helping others. Before we head to break, we'll take... Despite the weather this morning, dozens of people still showed up to SRP Park for the CSRA Heart Walk. Everyone was bundled up as they crossed through the red and white balloon arch and hit the pavement. This is the first time since COVID hit that they've had this event walk in person.
Too many of us, including myself, over the past couple of years, have spent way too much time sitting. And it is exciting to have an in-person event that not only supports the American Heart Association, but also promotes those ideas of getting back to healthy activities.
And people in our area came out big to financially support the Heart Walk. 403... It's a big number, y'all. Sorry, I'm messing this up. $437,000 was raised by people right here in our community. And playing games for a good cause. That's how a couple dozen people in Evans spent their Saturday. They played Dungeons and Dragons at Cardboard Castle Games this afternoon. It was all in an effort to raise money for an organization called Child Enrichment and help our local kids.
Carrie, who's in charge of Child Enrichment, she's the executive director for there. She spoke about the number of children who are in really bad situations. There's over 1,000 kids here in the Augusta area who need support, and the nice thing is that this is a way for us to be able to give that support.
They also had a raffle with some pretty impressive collector's items. All of that money from those tickets also went towards the cause. And the Congregation Children of Israel